It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, hey, you guys, we're still here, and today it looks as if the cone has shifted more towards an earlier departure. So perhaps nothing will happen at all. But each day these things change, and it's the first time I've ever seen one shift to the west. It's just really strange. But let's hope for the best. Let me tell you, who the hell wants a Category 5 or 6 chewing on their back door? There's a whole mess of us down here in Key West. We just, other than not being able to afford to leave, even in the event of a terrible storm, is that we all leave from way down here in the south and we have to go north. And that's where it's going, So it's like, where do we have to go for a long trip? Got to go to China or something, I say. But I was able to find a place where I can hang out in a great big cement building. And I know that they're not, immune to such things. It's got a bunch of old, the building's over 50 years old, so it's not that kind of old antique. But it still is cool, it's still a great place, and it's been refurbished and rebuilt in some ways, and so I'm going to hang out in that and start making home in there in some way. They told me I could watch over the place. And it's where I do my art classes and stuff, at the studios of Key West. It's a nice place. And let's see, I don't know if I have anything else to talk about. There's some new person running around in our group. She's going around, I call it, they're carrying, they come in here, pretty much what I do. I go to their sites, or I go where these people are hanging out in these little dens of thieves, and I do what I call fishing, and I love hearing things. I wake up in the morning and I see if someone's written me or something like that. I don't get very many writings, even from you guys. You didn't even tell me I'm nuts or not, you just let me keep on being a fool, so that's what I'm going to do. But, I don't get here much. I got my steady few, and I like them, and I think, if that's our group, we're good. That's us. We're the merry men. We are the magi. We're going around spreading the word in some way, If not, we're learning to be teachers so that we can teach this. That's really, I think, what I'm helping. Being a teacher and being a student at the same time is what we're saying, So it's pretty cool to share with even just you 4 or 5 or 6 people that do follow this. Come on, Maybe you can tell me whether or not it's working for you, Then, oh well. Anyways, it's one of these things that we have to watch and see. But when it comes to religion, that's a really tough fight to, I told you yesterday, it was like, it's like taking on the whole world, because the whole world runs off of it. You're gonna take and magically pull the rug out from underneath these people, even though it's the root to all of their problems, and what you're supposed to really recognize. See, I've got a crooked ear. This one here, I need to grow something, put something up there to hold my glasses upright. The number one problem of the land is living in the myth, and taking the whole world on a trip in fantasy land, and not doing a really good job at it, because these things are real. It's like, they invented the bombs, and they kill each other. These things, it's real. This is real. You understand? But we get to run around acting a fool. I guess that's why you're not saying that I'm a fool, because it's really hard to tell us all apart nowadays, But, with this clearer understanding of things, the mankind is meant to be, a little, so, I don't know. And there's only a few that really do know, And then those people that catch on and tell something else, they, like, oh, I found a skull here and it's 2 million years old and it's looks just like ours. Oh, she's gone, and that bone's gone too. So, if it doesn't fit doesn't fit, hey, you guys ain't playing it right. You guys didn't you get the memo? Yeah, to get that. The memo is really, hey, what have you done recently to rid your mind of anything logical and, cohesive? What have you done recently that's done this, I don't think you have to do anything. I think you just have to breathe, But that's all the trouble that it takes to serve mankind. That's it. Just breathing. That's how persuasive the outside world is. It's so easy, just like that. And of course, with that, they make religion out to be quite confusing, right? So in that sense, what we uncover from going inside the Bible, oh, how easy it is to just shut off and visit the Lord. Look how easy that is. So, they say that the God is not the divine, we'll say the divine is not an author of confusion, and he doesn't dabble in low conscious things like killing people and stuff like that. In fact, the way it works out is that he or it, this energy is a place that exists inside of us and outside of us. It's accessible by going inside. And perhaps the hardest part that they say in these stories, if you're not understanding, is giving it up, giving up the burdens, giving up those things that make you strong with your ego. The last story that we did was about, what are we going to do to serve God? I want to serve Him with my strength, I want to serve Him with my sword. I want to fight for Him, and so when you get a bunch of these, these political or these religious tards come in here, they're all like, oh, God's going to get you for this. What's He going to get me? What is God going to get me? God's going to get me. Oh, you should fear God for this. Fear God? Even fear Him. That would be going, so many steps forwards and then making a giant leap backwards. Why? When someone discovers the direct connection to the source and gets a taste of it and finds out that there's not a damn evil thing to it, that it's just the opposite. Why would you want to go back in and start eating fake food from Jesus and God and all this from those religious people? What makes you think that you have to go outside of yourself to find God? Who told you that? Where did you get it from? The Bible says you don't need it. It says the first thing that I want you to do, is I want you to seek this kingdom. I want you to know. I want you to seek out the kingdom first. Where's this kingdom? He says. This kingdom, I told you, is inside of you. It says you have to enter within yourself. How do you enter within yourself? What, do you just cut a hole in yourself and start reaching in there and looking around? No, you learn yourself. To know yourself is to know God. Oh, it's so tricky. How can you call yourself a God? It sounds like you're saying you're a God. Well, there is a little passage in there where God says, don't I tell you, didn't I tell you that you are the gods? Jesus talks to us and says, hey, how can you call me Lord, and not do as I tell you to do? That's not you're not following after me. You can't follow after me, Jesus says, He was talking to the Lord. He was talking and says, if you don't do as I tell you, then it's not going to work, And there's all these little things that kind of makes it tough. There's no thinking involved in this. Oh, no thinking. There's no movement involved. No movement, no nothing. There's no nothing. You just sit down, try to bring some quietness into your mind, and it's so hard. It's so hard. The left side keeps winning. Bing, ding. Something. A little song whipping through, and maybe it's like that. That new American Kids, or that song American Kids from Kenny Chesney, and it's got doom 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 doom, and it's just rattling through your head like marching, dum dum dum. Well, you can think of that as like soldiers, coming from the mind, coming from the left side of your mind. Remember, the left side wins a lot. It just you can't live on the right side. Left side, doom 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 doom, does not want you to go. It does not. It never does. So we have to tell it. Hey, I'm in charge. I'm in charge here. You're not in charge. I'm in charge, and this is how you get in charge. And if you don't care to be in charge, you like everybody else, telling you what to do and stuff like that, enjoy yourself. That is your choice. And of the two, that's it. Freedom with light. And, what do they say? You're slave over here in the dark, So you're going to whore yourself out. That's what's going to happen on the other side. That's what he says. It's the prodigal son song, story. When he finally comes up, his son is lost. He goes down. It's the lost sheep that someone goes out, that the good shepherd looks will find. They go bring him back into the flock. Herd him in, right? That's all this means. He says, his boy's gone. And while he's gone, he's having a great old time, what have you, and then he gets maybe not so great a time. He's losing money. Now he's getting thin, he's getting skinny, and he's going to have to go back home. And when he does, he's thinking he's getting all kinds of trouble. He's going to be hated or this or that. No, what do? They give him a beautiful banquet. He comes up to all those were the works. It's like you need to have a little bit of shit in your life for you to even appreciate how simple it is to be your own physician, Poor as we are, we need it. We need it, And that's what it means to be rich, is to have this connection up and running all the time. And, it's getting tiresome fighting against people saying that it's New Age or something. I said, hey, it's just, I just found out in this age what this is. But they've been trying to tell us for centuries. And it seems to be a pretty important thing, and that's why, of course, I've even spent my time on it. And, it's just funny how, the arguments, I'm getting tired of just trying to argue. There's so much things I said, come over and check it out. I have got a shitload of things that keep saying the same things over and over again. So, tell me, there's this crazy woman running around here now, different one than before, but I think we're quelling everybody that wants to. They can come and just waffle around in my group here, in my videos. One by one, they can be mad at hearing something that, my God, does not take away, they don't understand that the point of a house divided against each other. And they would say we would fail if we were divided, but we are failing. What part of you believes that you're not failing? What part is this? Is that the ego part? I'm not failing, but inside of there you've got something that's eating at you, that's causing you to be this over whatever, I gotta, there's something deep-seated in there. Listen, you're all fucked up. Everyone's fucked up. I'm fucked up. We all got it in there. Nobody's over this, except Jesus, because he never existed, And besides, when you become like him, then all that shit goes away, But comes back, you'll start saying, well, I really missed that, and start taking those, that's called backsliding, coming down the back instead of going up. Remember, the stories are going both ways. Hey, Hey God, can I go and check out my dudes, my friends? You know, after that last fight and battle that you guys did, I don't think you left anybody left that I know. You know, that's one of the reasons why I stay real far away from things like disinfectants and stuff like that. So it gets spilled on me and my part of me disappear. You know. But this is what we have to understand is that even though the words are being evil towards the skin, towards our desires, towards our feelings, towards our very food and how we dress and all this. This is what they're considering sins. Well, because they put such a dirty thing to it, they're calling us animals. You know, relating us to beasts and to Satan and to lower things. That this, who can think of this of themselves? Well, you know what you should be understanding is the symbolism behind it is that, you know, this is what white man does to third world countries. They're savages. And they're no different than we are. Absolutely. But there's this savages. And so that imprints on us that we're better than they are. And so this mentality right there, being better than they are, it's pretty bad. It's one of the sins. And again, something that can be gone inside and cleaned down, you know, once you have an understanding. But if that's what holds you up, you know, you got to believe in the fence, you know, you got to believe that there's got to be this and there's got to be that, you know, it won't be anything, you know, well, you know, then support that side and enjoy yourself, you know. Don't get mad because a whole mess of us want to, you know, hey, that's y'all, you know. And then look at us saying, oh, we're better than they are. Well, perhaps the idea is that in our world, it's really about energy. You know, stored up energies, things that, kinetic energies, potential energies. These are things that build up or are used up, and it can be used as like food or energy. We're doing good things or bad things. It doesn't matter what they are. But the idea of a lower frequency energy is where the lower things get dubbed. So darkness, the color red, all right? These are all lower energy vibrations. That's what makes up those things. So that they associate red with lower and red with sex, you know, and infidelity. The lower, the sodomy, bringing me down to people that take in from the lower. It doesn't mean about sucking dick and stuff like that. What? Get the physical stuff out of this shit. Ugh. People can't even think without it being electrical. They gotta see a penis or something. Quit that. Ugh. It's hard to talk like that. You gotta think it. You want to think it. Go ahead and think it. But my God, you know, understand that it's energy. Lower energy. Whenever they put it they put sand on this beautiful thing and hook it up to some kind of a beautiful sound, and it all of a sudden the vibrations are sent through the glass, and this beautiful pattern comes out. The lower the frequencies, the lower vibrations that show up are more on the lower side, the negative side. Don't put out anything beautiful at all. It's like, bleh. All right, so that's what we get. What you feed from. Do you want to feed from a higher vibration, a higher frequency, a higher thing? That doesn't make you better. It cleans you up. It does. There's something that's better. It's higher. It's positive. It's beautiful. You're going to be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that. Because everyone else around you is so polluted. I got to be like them. I know what that means. I know that the outside world comes in and I want to be like them so much. I want to fit in. That's the whole problem with religion. Everybody, I want to belong. You know? Well, you're supposed to get in here first. You find this here first. You find this first. Before you go seeking outside someplace, you know? Because maybe you were meant to serve the devil, you know? And get the hell out of this place right now, you know? Because you ain't supposed to know any of this, you know? So, what is considered really beautiful is up here, high, beautiful energy, positive energy. It's female energy. The lower side over here is male energy. Negative, lower. Alright? This is a pulse. That's what male means. Female is a catch. That's what that means. Get the physical shit out of that. Alright? That's all we're on. Everything is about that. So you want to dwell in the negative, in the lower conscious. You want to dwell in this motion and all that. That's the sin. Alright? That's the sin. To be righteous is to come over here and go, oh, I want this. But you can't be either one of these. He says, I want you to come inside and become even. You know, because that's the whole point of the whole thing. That's what Libra is about, is a balance. This outside world's going to come in. You know, the outside world. This is what, the right-hand side and the left-hand side. The left-hand side wins a lot. You know, the left-hand side always wins. Not always, but it kills this side. All the time. All the time. Because it's a lot of funner, you know. But this law is all about science. It's all about you. And it's shut your mind off. Shut this mind off. This is coming from up here, your mind, your part of you says, I'm tired. Let me free. Let me go. I'm tired of this. I want to be free. And I want to escape. So this is where they say, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Your right hand, remember the one that holds on to the staff, to the rod, right? And then as soon as you break that, you're working, you're getting it, takes a second. You know, you're up there in third phase. You're getting ready. Oh my goodness! You're right at the sixth rung of the ladder. We're right there. All you need is just a push, and you're in that rest zone. And you come home even, and you get to start it out all over again. So you can see that this is something that happens inside of us that we can't see, and that's how they write about it in these Bibles, is how to become even. Because we live in this world out here. We got nothing else, you know. But it's a fucked up place, you know, that has no truth in it. So we go inside, seeking the truth. Do you understand? She never goes down very far. Can't. It's just to get you even, you know. And that's how you do it. That's how we work our mind. It's a mechanical situation where you and I are in total control of what we do with our lives. Or we've given it up to the outside world to do it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Don't put more dogma in here. Stop dragging that shit around. Too much dogma make up my eyeballs and I'll see ya. I love you guys. So far, no hurricane. Best to you, I love you.